And we're recording. Hello, my name is Bryce Tubbs. With me today is Jess Smith, who is helping job seekers to discover their calling and land a career that they love by connecting with their inner power. I'm extremely excited to be able to share this conversation with you today. Thank you so much for appearing, Jess.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Bryce. I'm excited.
Excellent. You know, what was life like before you got into coaching? And what was like the cause or events that brought you into the field?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'll go back a couple roles actually. So when I was graduating from college, I got a role as an analyst at a major retail corporation. And I thought that that was my dream role. It was exactly what I was meant to do. And it turns out it was totally not. I absolutely hated it. Not a good fit in any capacity. And so at that point, I had to re-navigate myself to finding work that I loved because that was what I was really committed to having. And so went through this whole process, ended up coming across recruiting, which was an amazing fit for me. So went through this whole transition, moved out to the West Coast to California, got a job at a major tech company, and I worked in recruiting for 4 years out here and had an amazing time. It was awesome to feel like I was actually good at my work finally. It was something that I enjoyed and was excited about every day. So I did that. And then it kind of got to the point where I felt like I wanted to help people on a deeper level. I got to interview a lot of people, but I didn't get to really support them after that in the capacity that I wanted. So that was how I kind of started getting interested in coaching, because it was a really nice way for me to take my recruiting experience and then also be able to start building longer term relationships with people as a career coach and helping them get clear on, what type of role they want and how to get through the interview process. So that's kind of what led me to what I'm doing now as a career coach.
Nice. What is one of the, biggest causes of you not to interview well that most people would not expect?
Mm. So I don't know if this is unexpected, but I would say preparation is everything in an interview. And most people, they think that they prepared, they looked up a couple questions maybe, but it's really, I think when you're preparing for an interview, it's like practicing questions out loud,
Mm.
because that's going to help bring more confidence. And I think that one thing that you can do before an interview is like find something that brings you joy, find something that makes you feel powerful and confident, whether that's a song and like or dancing, anything like that that you can do right prior to the interview is going to help like lift your energy. So what energy you show up with is going to affect how your interview turns out. So maybe that's like the one that people don't expect, is like the energy that you show up with, that's going to have an effect on the person that you're speaking with.
Mm. That's interesting. So do you ever work with your clients to talk about how to improve your energy if it's like really, really low, or how to prepare to bring it for the interview?
Yeah. So one thing that I do with my clients, and this is like, they can do it prior to interviews or just generally in life, because job searching is really tough. And it's one of those things that really takes a toll on people and can really bring down, their energy and their being. And so what I like to have clients do is identify like 3 things that really help shift them. And so that could be something like going for a walk. I think changing your environment is really big to kind of like get your energy shifting out of that negative space. Like I said, a song. For me, this is like kind of silly and quirky, but I love watching singing auditions. It makes me really happy to see other people going after their dreams. So whenever I'm feeling, kind of down and low, I'll let myself watch some singing auditions like The Voice or American Idol, just to like inject that joy back into your life. And then gratitude is a huge one too. I recommend making a list of 10 things that you're grateful for, and really feeling into that is a way that you can shift into a more positive state of being.
What does that mean, feeling into it? Can you describe that for people?
Yeah. So when I'm talking about gratitude, so it might be like, it's kind of a funny one too, but when I used to ride the bus in the city a lot, I would be really grateful for the bus driver. And so feeling into that is like, wow, what if there was no one here to drive me home today? Like, I'm so lucky that this other individual like took their day to drive this bus so that I can get home safely. And really, I tell people, like, think about if you didn't have that in your life, to feel like the gratitude of like, wow, what a privilege that I get to have this. What a privilege that I get to ride this bus home and feel safe and like not have to worry about it.
Mhm. Interesting. Yeah, I guess that's a really, really good point. What has, this time of slowdown done for either your gratitude practice or like what lessons have you taken out of it?
I think one of my biggest lessons has been around like just how important it is, because I'll notice day to day if I wake up, and I do kind of my morning gratitude routine of like writing down things that I'm grateful for. I also write down something that I'm proud of myself for, something that I'm going to let go of that day. On days that I do that in the morning, I actually have a better day.
Mm.
And I have noticed on days when I don't start on that note, my energy will kind of go down, or it doesn't feel as good, or I just haven't started the day in positivity. And so it can be easier to be dragged down when I'm not starting with that. And so it's been interesting, being at home every day, you can really start to see patterns because nothing else is interrupting the pattern. I'm not going anywhere. And so that's been a really big lesson for me, is like just how important it is to practice gratitude in my life.
Yeah, interesting. Because yeah, that's a good point about the patterns. I guess I kind of take it for granted because I mean I've always been a work from home type of entrepreneur, so I
Mhm.
never had to have that just kind of thing. So that's
Mhm.
interesting that you say that. Um, just kind of switching gears. What's the vision for either as far as you want into your life?
For my life personally,
Yeah.
yeah, so my vision for my life is to be a free, powerful, and committed leader. And what that looks like for me is uh, doing things that I love, doing things that make me happy, doing
And the
things.
power went out.
Is that from the storm?
Yeah. So that's a-okay. I still got a wireless Wi-Fi modem thingy.
Nice.
I'm with you. Let's keep going. Your vision.
Okay. Um, so yeah, doing things that I love is really important to me in life. Personal development work is super important to me. I think that the more that I can tear down like internal barriers and walls that I have, like the more success that I can have, and the more success that I have, the more people that I'm helping. So that's kind of a fun thing as a coach. It's like, the more work that I have, that's the more people that I'm supporting, the more people that I'm changing their lives. And so that's definitely part of my vision too, is to help as many job seekers as I can.
Ask you this question. So, why do you care for other people so much? Because that's not everybody. So what drives you to care so much about other people?
That is an interesting question. I think it's something that has always just kind of been inherent for me. I'm the type of person that's really focused on the individual, um, which, the downside of that is sometimes I like miss the big picture when it comes to like a community, because I'm so focused in on like, who are you, Bryce, as a person. But because I'm so focused on that individuality, it just makes me care a lot about people. I love hearing their stories. That was one of the things that I loved about recruiting, was that I got to talk to a lot of different people, hear where they were at, hear what they've done. And there's so much to learn from people. Like even when I am supporting someone else, like a job seeker, one of my clients, right? At the same time, I'm learning so much from them too. So it really does go both ways, that I'm supporting them, but at the same time, they're also supporting me. And that's like a really great feeling.
Mhm. What does the word success mean to you?
So, success to me is being in alignment. So what as I mentioned that I'm doing a lot of personal development work, the more that I dig into that, I'm finding that our words and what we are saying and speaking is really important every single day. And so when we say something and we do it, that builds our confidence. But when we say something and then we don't follow through on that, whether we say that we care about it or not, subconsciously and internally, that starts to tarnish our confidence and our belief in ourselves. And so success for me, I'm really trying to stay in alignment and like following through on things that I say I'm going to do and saying no to things that I'm not going to do. Because I definitely have some people pleaser tendencies in me, like many of us. And so it can be hard to say no. And so that's a skill that I'm practicing too. And so success for me is, doing things where I get to create joy in my life and support in other people's lives, and I get to have fun doing it. And so if I can lay down at the end of the day and feel like I was in alignment and I kept my word, that's success to me.
Yes. Are you working on anything new, either like a conference, a program, slots opening up, a book?
Yeah, so I have an online course right now. And currently, the course takes people from the very beginning of the job search process where you're not clear on what type of role that you want, all the way through resumes, interviewing, offers, all of that stuff. And it's great. But as I'm continuing to work with more people, I'm starting to see that there really is a pretty big gap between the job seekers who need clarity and the job seekers who have the clarity, but they just need to, do the tactical resume interviewing pieces. So one thing that I'm going to start working on is kind of like splitting that into two so that I can dedicate even more resources to each of those specific personas, because those are the two people that I support. And my work in particular, I'm more about quality versus speed. And I know that some people need to find a job really fast, and that's awesome. There's amazing coaches that can help you with that. My angle is more so taking the time to find a job that you're actually going to enjoy.
Hmm. Nice. So where can people go to either learn more about you, or where can they go to connect with you further?
Yeah, so you can connect with me on my website. It is jesssmithcoaching.com. So that's three S's in there. And I also connect with people on LinkedIn too, where I'm posting job seeking and career advice tips every day.
Nice. Thank you for your time today. I really appreciate you coming on and helping us out.
Yeah, thanks, Bryce. It's been fun. I appreciate you.
Thanks. I appreciate you too. And for those watching, if you have been searching for a place where people are improving themselves and helping others do the same, I recommend you go check out the links either above or below the video, which is a link to our free community where we come together and form a mastermind where we uplift and support each other every single day. So if that is what you have been searching for, I'd like to personally invite you to come and join us inside of that community. Again, you can do so by clicking the links either above or below the video and learning a little bit more. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this as much as we enjoyed creating it. Now feel free to hit that share button so other people can get some great value as well. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. We'll see you later. We're done recording in 3 and 2 and 1.